You didn't think I was going to play on hard, did you? You've got the wrong guy if you think I'm playing on anything but easy. Because games that need difficulty settings are designers that can't decide who they're making their game for. So, I'm playing it on the setting where it's basically when I see a game with difficulty settings, what it tells me is, what it's asking me is, easy story. No, what it's asking me is, how annoying do you want this game to be? Would you like it to be mildly annoying or very annoying and take way more of your time than it should? I'll take mildly annoying. Like, I don't see difficulty settings in games as difficulty because I don't believe difficulty exists in video games. Not in the way we classically define difficulty. And I realize that you can semantically take that statement apart and feel free to. My point is, I don't think games are actually difficult. And when they say they're adding difficulty, all they're ever adding is time and tedium. Ever. It's never harder. Like, Madden is technically harder when you turn up the difficulty because the players just play less stupidly. Like, I guess that's technically more difficult, but you're making difficulty by handicapping something, not making it actually difficult. So when I see difficulty settings in a game, all it's telling me is, do you want this to be annoying or fun to play? Not hard or easy. Because most designers make difficulty annoying stuff. Not actually challenging the player, just making the player take longer to do stuff. Let's get into this. I'm really excited to play this game and check it out. And I'm also very excited that this game just started me off in the game. I didn't have to watch a 20-minute movie to get started in the situation. Holy Lord, sweet Jesus. Now, if you're wondering what we're playing a game called, depending on how you'd like to pronounce it, Xuan-Yuan or Xuan-Yuan. Right now, those are kind of the two ways I've seen to pronounce it. Basically, the straight Chinese pronunciation, and then I looked up Mandarin. I also looked up the Taiwanese pronunciation since this game is made in Taiwan. And Xuan-Yuan, and I have a friend who's named Jean, right? A Chinese brother. He doesn't spell it, obviously, Xuan. But the way his is spelled, Xion, he told me basically if you wanted to pronounce my name in English, it would be Sean. He's like, that's the easiest way to say it. It's not exactly right because our languages don't match perfectly. But he's like, basically, because he told me when he introduced himself that his name was Bob. I was like, bruh, let me tell you something right now. Don't pull that Anglo-Saxon, because he was a entrepreneur of mine that I used to help. And I said, don't pull the dealing with white customers thing where you have to make up a name because your name's too hard to pronounce with me. Like, just tell me your name. I'll learn how to pronounce it. And he's like, okay. And he told me, he's like, basically, Jean is how you say my name. Xuan is very similar, but I also heard the pronunciation Xuan-Yuan and Xuan-Yuan. Right? Most of the people who said Xuan-Yuan, by the way, when I listened to the pronunciations, sounded Anglo-Saxon. So I went with the voices that didn't sound Anglo-Saxon, and most of them pronounced it Xuan-Yuan. So I'm going to go with Xuan-Yuan. I would love if somehow the developers catch me playing this game. If they want to come here and correct me and say, nah, Xuan-Yuan, all day long, I'll go with whatever pronunciation is actually accurate. But I think both are acceptable. Anyway, it's a game that I'm excited to play because it's made by folks in Taiwan, and I don't think I've ever played a Taiwanese video game before. So that makes me excited. They're not going to hopefully have... Usually when you're playing... Uh-oh. Getting a call from the boss here. Stand by. Hey, boss lady, say hello to the stream.
Hey.
Holy snap, right now?
Yeah, she said they're going fast.
Okay, I'm on the way. I'll have to pause this. Tell her I'm on the way. Tell them to hold him.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no worries. Peace. All right,
bye.
I'll go sanitize the car. Love you, bye. All right, gang, I got to go. I got to pause this. I got to go do something to take care of my family. My family has had, the majority of my family has had COVID, and they're in quarantine, and now they're coming out of it. So now we're having to go get COVID tests to make sure we can send them back to school because the doctors I sent my family to get tested today wouldn't test them because apparently this flu that everybody's fed up, that's everybody's fired about, clearly is not as dire as everyone keeps screaming at me that it is because the doctor's like, oh, they've been quarantined for 10 days, they're good, throw them back at the school. Like, wait a minute, I thought everybody was dying. So I'm going to get some tests to test my family. I'll be back. I'm actually going to leave the stream up and paused. This shouldn't take me more than 30 minutes to pull this off because I don't have to go very far. I could actually run to the place I got to go to. So I'll be right back. I love you guys. Let's take some comments here. Kip's in the house. What up? Cap says, what's happening, Bryant? Another therapy session. Hope all is good today. Yeah, man, this is the early therapy session. We'll do the real one later tonight. Kip says, I tried playing a video game on easy today and quit after 10 minutes. I kept dying. That's a good one, man. I'm like that, too. I suck at most of the games I play. Clem says, yo, this game looks goated. It looks dope, man. So far, so good. He said Onimusha. Shen's character does look like the guy from Onimusha, whose name just escaped me. This game puts you right into interesting. Tristan says, what's up, y'all? What up? Ooh, playable comic. Oh, this dude. Yo, petty ass. Take your time, family first. Roger that. I'll be back, gang. I love you much. But anyway, we're here with Xuan-Yuan. I'm super excited. Sorry, Xuan-Yuan Sword VII. Super excited to get into it. I'll be back in about 25, 30 minutes. Peace. I mean, I got to imagine the only reason you're putting cheese on your hamburger, Clem, is because whoever made your hamburger didn't make it with flavor. Why are you adding milk to... Don't understand Americans and your weird fucking eating habits. Now, I'll give you cheese steak because that's just delicious. But there's a lot that goes into making cheese and meat taste good together. But just putting a slab of cheese on your hamburger, that's a lazy way to add flavor. Just find people that can make you a hamburger that actually has flavor in it. You don't have to put salty milk plastic on top of it to make your cheeseburger actually have flavor. I'm never talking to you about food because you're never recommend food to me. Mr. Extra Garlic Parmesan Cheese Chicken or whatever it is you're eating these days. Hold on, I'm going through my decon process here and then I'll be right back with you guys. He says, I don't put cheese on my burgers, but it's fun to get a reaction. Yeah. I mean, I get that people like cheeseburgers. It's fine. If I have to eat cheese on a burger, it's not the end of the world. It's just not my preference. Because if you make... I live with a chef, though, guys. So I'm a bit of an elitist when it comes to food. Because I have nothing but excellent food around me all the time. So, you know, I'm going to be a food snob always. Ugh. I'll tell you this, if we're going to put cheese on our hamburgers, can we be more creative than cheddar? Like, bring some other flavor, like, have the cheese bring some other flavors to the party, like jalapeno or some pepper, something that's not just salty milk water turned into a solid. All right. Oh, it looks like Capadonna's phone's autocorrect is whipping his ass. Let's get back to Xuan-Yuan Shin. My man. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Shen-Yen. Shen-Yuan. Or Xuan-Yuan if you prefer. All right. You wonderful human being. Let me back up because I'm not going to be in my light or hit my marks here. Let's actually pretend like we have some professional media experience. Even though we pretend to not care about professionalism and we're irreverent, we do know how to be professional when necessary. Anyway, we're walking around and my main man, Shen-Yuan, trying to... I was really excited when I heard about this game the first time, and now I'm really excited to try it out. So, and I wanted to give shouts out to the developers, man. I wanted to get these names right, if I can. Let's get some lighting in here, can we? Of course, their logos are going to blend in with the dang case. Hell, I could have a bright light shining on this and still not be able to see it. Let's pull out a magnifying glass here. So, it looks like Domo is the name of the... No, that's the folks that I think have the publishing rights, so that can't be that. Yeah, I think Domo is the name of the studio that made this. We'll figure all that out. If this game's good, this won't be the last episode. Now, my fear is that this game's not going to be very good. And as a result, I know you guys can't hear it either. I saw that when I was chilling out in the drugstore, pulling up the stream. I was like, oh, the stream doesn't have any sound. That means I have everything turned down too low. I need to turn it back up. So everyone can hear the game and let it be full of bantan. All day long with your bocce ball playing, but you don't know how to win it. I don't think there's anything in this house. I think I'm wasting a lot of time, but that's what I do when I play video games, is waste a lot of time. It's like my favorite thing in the world, right? Oh, snap. Now I'm moving, G. Oh, Sacagaweir.com. We in here, Jesus. Let's get to... Yeah, Jesus. Oh, so when you block, you can't move and block. Interesting. All in your ass. Yeah. Fido.
妖魔是越来越多了。五更天。
Damn, we got 2 trophies. Right off the break. That's another thing I'm excited about in this game. Is the trophies are mad not tedious to get. They're just like, I love trophies just for the completionist aspect. I don't want to do some weird mission where I got to carry a gnome up my ass in the DeLorean to get to the end of the game. Somebody will get that reference. I changed some of it, but somebody will know what trophy I'm talking about if you're a trophy hunter. I just like the completionist aspect of these games. And this is just straight completionist type stuff. Oh. It's even better than Bethesda does it. It's the one thing I give Bethesda credit for. Oh no, 2 things. They're a great publisher, and they make great achievements and trophies. Okay. Oh no, 2 things. They're a great publisher. Alright, sound check is good. Sound check is good. Clem says, games that make it under the radar are usually good, but I don't know. I haven't found a new game I'm excited for. Whew, I was excited for this one. What were the other games I was hyped for that are coming? Well, I was hyped for Battlefield 2042 until I played it and realized, oh, Lord Christ, this is... Like, this is... this is bad. And then... I am excited to play Halo Infinite's campaign with my kids. I'm excited for that. You guys saw me play the multiplayer yesterday, which was just... I did all of that just to be an idiot. I don't like Halo, so I was like, let's just play it and make fun of it. Let's do the Conan O'Brien move where I just shit all over this game for 20 minutes.
赵小子，你来得正好。
红儿，怎么了？啊？ 你的机关晕
又卡住了，可我够不着。
哇，真高！没事，我帮你拿吧。
李Zhao。
赵小子，你当心！
不要紧，我行的。
Okay, now we're good.
小心点啊！
没事，在下面等着吧。
小心
Felipe's in the house. What's up, Felipe?
给，
谢谢。哦，今天是香儿满周岁的大日子吧？那这个送给香儿。
哇，好精巧的玩具。
这可是我自己做的，你也喜欢吗？好，那等你明年生辰的时候，我再做一个送你，更厉害的。
啊，真的吗？
嗯，一言为定。 太傅来找我了，赵小子，我先走了。
我也。
Oh yeah, the
明
old
年生辰的事
regal.
我不会忘的。
Let us go home, my child. Soundtrack's
我也
pretty
差
dope.
不多该回家去了。
太傅，我跟你说哦，刚刚呀，激光源又卡在地上了，幸好张小子帮我拿了下来。
Way to go, Hong. Way to do it. Hey, my man Fade Dragon Tears here. What's up, dude? Long time no see. What's happening around these parts? He says, this is nothing like Domo. Are you familiar with them? What have they made before? I'd love to know. T.I. was saying Battlefield 2042 has gotten a lot better. Well, if by better you mean they added maps that let you fight like an actual combatant and not that battle royale let's all just run around the map like crazy people, hide and seek nonsense, then I'll buy it. But that horse crap that I played, it wasn't even Battlefield. Like, forget about take the bugs out of it. I can live with bugs. Those don't bother me because those eventually get fixed. As soon as I logged into the game, I was like, oh, this took exactly after Battle Royale. Here's a giant open field that we can all run through and fight each other like idiots. Like, this isn't Battlefield, dog. I'm out. This isn't what I wanted. I didn't want this to try to be Battle Royale. I'm getting it because I hate Battle Royale, and this is the one game that's nothing like it. Oh, no. Oops. Whoopsie. Not anymore.
阿福叔，
公子，您回来了。
阿福叔，还是叫我昭儿就行了。
你可真是。哎，对了，夫人她在找您呢，您还是快些到书房去。这些书卷让阿福遣人给您拿回房吧。
谢谢阿福叔。
Fade says, I love the shades, man. Yeah, my son says they make me funnier. So, here we are. Several shows later, I'm still wearing shades. Because my son laughed the minute he saw them and then said, Dad, that's funny. You should wear those. And then my wife, yeah, she agreed.
公子，怎么了？可别让夫人等太久了。
All right, brother.
阿福叔，是有贵客来家里了。
这，我偷偷跟您说呀，是宫里遣人来了，特别提醒我们不可怠慢。
嗨，个呆嘛。
阿福叔，这礼品都是些什么呀？
这些呀，可是来自西域的奇珍异宝，可得小心，碰坏就糟糕了。
阿福叔，这礼品都是些什么呀？
这些呀，可是来自西域的奇珍异宝，可得小心，碰坏就糟糕了。
Hey, Terry made it. What's up, Terry? 2042 lets you play game modes that only use maps from 3. Okay. I can get into that. But then why wouldn't I just go play 3? Like, I guess 2042's... Like, I don't like the classes in 2042. They made those all weird. They just tried to, like... Game designers are in an impossible situation, especially when you have a game that's that popular. Because when you have millions of people into what you're doing, they all have differing tastes for different things. So it's like, there's going to be the whole camp that loves... Like, I can't fathom... Well, I can fathom. Battle Royale caught on because it's hide and seek, and kids love playing hide and seek. Believe me, if you don't believe me, when you have kids, you're gonna have to be very bored and play hide and seek with them because you know where they are every time. Like, Battle Royale is hide and seek. So if you have that kind of the kid inside that likes hide and seek, you're gonna love. I hate hide and seek. It's boring as shit. Plus, I can beat the shit out of everybody. Why am I hiding? Fuck this game. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't have the mindset where hiding from people, they're going to find me and I'm going to beat their ass when they do. I don't have that personality, so it's not fun to me. You know. And then there's people like me who hate it, but which obviously the majority of people like Battle Royale. These Fortnites and games that have blown up all are all that. So on one end, it's like we can continue making the thing that we're known for, or we can try to cash in on what's actually what the audience wants. And I can tell you from a person who's made media stuff for other people. I mean, now that I'm the content I make on the internet now is selfishly for me. Now, it helps people, but I'm making what I want to make, regardless of who's listening to it, regardless of what's trending. I don't give two shits. I'm saying the things that I think the world needs to hear, or at least the people in my world want to hear. But there was a time when I made content thinking about, okay, what can I make for other people that, you can, build an audience around, build businesses around. So I get it. Like, if your goal is to build something that eventually makes money, you have to take that into consideration. But no, thank you. Like, and so, because I'm often squarely the opposite of mainstream gamers. Like, it's just everything that I love eventually has to get turned into something I hate. Because gamers have no taste. That's the joke I've been telling. I don't mean it, but the stuff y'all like ain't the shit I like. So something different about us. I wish we can get together and figure it out. But you like playing games that 8-year-olds play too much. Like, can we grow up a little? Can we play 13-year-old games? Freaking hide and seek. Get your ass out of here. Grown ass man business I got playing hide and seek. The best thing to do with these games is wait until they're a generation old, then buy them. That's not wrong. They get fixed when you do that.
阿嬷，
昭儿，你先照看香儿一会儿。
那您呢？
今日贵客云集，你阿父正忙着呢，我还得去盯着厨工才行，免得怠慢。
阿嬷，您辛苦了。
香儿就交给你了。
He said my friends hated when I played hide and seek. Yeah, because you play like a G. Let's see. Rion Molay says, I fought off some depressed anxiety with some firewood. That's pretty cool, man. Act your way out of your feelings. Don't think your way out. That's what I always tell people, man. Alright, I'm not really in control of this. It's only letting me walk forward. I can't control the camera or the direction. Okay, now I'm back in control. Kind of. So much for this not starting with a movie. I knew it was going to. It was a matter of time before we had to watch boring people talk.
"香儿，你醒了？今天乖吗？对了，香儿，这是你红姐姐送你的周岁贺礼哦。你喜欢这玩具吗？我也很喜欢。阿母，
这儿，来这儿站好。
怎么了？啊，外头。
待会儿你就带着香儿赶快离开家，不要再回来了，走得越远越好。
可是。
走，一个都不能放过。
香儿就交给你了。
阿姆，
快去吧，莫再回头。
放肆！此乃朝廷命官府邸，竟敢擅闯！
The old runaway missions. Hey, game designers. These sequences of your games always suck. Stop doing them. Your friend, Brian. This is always not fun. Or let me not say that. Gamers who play... Does anybody here on this stream enjoy this part of video games? Where I have to play as a defenseless child running away with a baby? Like, at least they're telling the story through action. But you really could have just done this in a cutscene. You're gonna make me watch 1,000 of them anyway. Don't make me participate in your shitty cutscene.
阿福叔，你
穿过廊道往前走。
再走，不要留下任何活口。走，到内院去。
But Brian, it's an RPG. It's supposed to be about the story. So why are you running around killing dragons and leveling up? If it's about the story, why are you spending most of the time getting things? Because it's a game, ho, that happens to have a story. And not a very good one, usually. Now, I'm not going to judge. This story seems interesting, at least at first. I won't judge it until we know more about it. But don't start your, never start your games like this. Ever. Let the player start doing things that are fun, not running with a baby on his back, so you can set up your epic tale where the village gets burnt down for the 9,000th time. In every story. We just played a game Thursday where they burnt the village down. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm already... Let's give this game a chance. I'm actually high on this game. I'm hoping it's good.
星儿，别哭，阿兄在，还有阿兄在。乖，别怕，阿兄保护你。树上也没有明月。
Clem says it's going to be the uncle. He's mad because the baby's taking his throne. You're probably right. Clem doesn't like those sequences, neither does Terry. Tag says he doesn't like them either. Defenseless gaming mechanics, and Capadon is laughing. Well, I'll take that as a no. So Rion says, here's my thing. If you're in a playable cutscene, you should have fallback options. Oh, you don't get away from the bad guys? Now you have to escape from the patty. Yeah, I just wish they wouldn't do it at all. Don't make me play your cutscenes. Just either let me play the game or do your cutscene. I don't want to chop wood in God of War. And I get that America's very bored right now and they need things to do, but can you please, game designers, just have a section, like instead of this tutorial that teaches me how to do walkthrough cutscenes, just have one that says, hey bitches, go fucking read a book. Take a break. That's what my games would tell people. I guess that's rude, but sometimes I'm rude. Go read a book. Stop. Like, if you're enjoying playing through our shitty cutscenes, you need to read a book. That's what my game would say in this screen. Just go do something else. If you gotta be bored in your games. Like, the whole definition of a game is supposed to be fun. Why are you putting boring shit in it? Oh, because Americans are so bored that boring shit has become fun, I guess. There's places that'll charge you to throw an axe. Rich uppity people, man. That's who that shit's for. And I've been to the place, so I guess I'm a rich uppity person. I won't ever go again. Jesus.
多位大人，
煎药，
煎药，对，煎药。舍妹自幼有疾，每天早上都得吃这药汤。
Oh, I'm supposed to be listening to this. My bad.
太史兄弟，你也不容易啊。今日要是表现好，请我们将军多给你加些赏钱，带灵妹去找个好大夫吧。
多谢大人，必定不会误了大人们的大事。
好好煎你的药汤吧，破晓出发。
Yeah, ho.
“差不多了。”
Terry says games aren't designed anymore. They're factory engineered and reskinned. There's unfortunately at least some truth to that. Oh my god, another one of these walkthrough cutscenes game design? Okay, I clearly don't understand Taiwanese culture when it comes to games, and I respect that. Like, if this is how Taiwan gets down, like, we want to be zen and peace, and we'll let you get to the action play parts, you stupid American. But right now, let's be in the moment and zen this shit out. Like, okay, I'll zen it out.
香儿，啊！吓死我了！
阿兄，
小丫头，又淘气。来，坐着喝。喏，
又是一样的苦药。
仙儿别胡说，我每天调的都是不一样的苦药呢。
这药汤就和阿兄的笑话一样，总是换汤不换药。
快趁热喝了吧。
嘿，不然再给我讲个红儿的故事吧。
嗯？
你讲故事，我喝药汤，公平交易。
好。有一天傍晚，红儿在东市附近玩耍，发现了长安最高的那棵树。那是一棵……
Oh my god, you're gonna make me tell your story for you too? See, this is the risk of going into a game. Usually I'll play these games for 20 minutes before I stream them just to get an idea, but I was like, let's go in blind. I'm really optimistic about this game. Domo? We're struggling a little bit, gang. What are we doing? You gonna make me tell your story for you? Just tell your story, man. I don't need to choose your own adventure book. I don't need the story, frankly. What kind of tree do we want? I like pears.
那
We'll
是
go
一
with
棵
pear tree.
开满白花的梨树，生长在西阴街的一角。
Stupid.
哇，好高啊！红儿决定要爬上去看看。爬着爬着，他看到了。
All right, food's here, gang.
他看到了人们聚集在一座院子里，互道恭喜。
All these characters get murdered by Jin. Ah!
在橙红色的夕阳下，好像半个城。
Oh my god! You and I are the only two people here who get that reference.
直到夜深，抬头看到月亮。
Oh god!
月亮好像
I'm sorry, I'm fucking up the cutscene, but it wasn't interesting anyway. So, they all get murdered by Chin! Oh, God, that's the glorious thing anybody's ever said on a stream. God, that is such a specific reference. You have to really know your audience to tell that joke, because it just seems like pure racism if you don't understand what Terry is saying. It's not racism at all. And Chin is an actual person. He's actually played by Jackie Chan. And Terry's not wrong technically in the story Chin is in. All these people would be dead. Oh, God. Just look up Hong Kong 97. You're welcome. Shit. Oh, that was the laugh of the week right there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I gotta take my sunglasses off for that. Whew. He's Bruce Lee's relative. Not his brother. Not his son. His relative. Oh, God. Oh, Terry.
然后呢
Oh, God. Somebody please be paying attention to this shit so I know what the story is. Oh, somebody can tell me what's happening, because I don't care.
是啊，这次机会难得，接到大人们的委托，带那些大人们进山，上千500。阿兄若是不接这委托，岂不是傻？
阿兄，是不是为了香儿的要钱？
想多了，小丫头，能挣钱干嘛不挣呢？喏，阿兄亲手做的香囊，可以驱虫提神，还可以静心辟邪、消灾解厄、百毒不侵。哦，这个修好了。你要找阿兄的时候，只要吹一声，阿兄就会马上
从山上滚下来。知道了。
知道就好。走了。
I gotta take a couple deep breaths after that one. That was too much. They all get murdered by shit.
没事，试试竹上。
太史兄弟。
Oh, God, man. God, I wish that was the story to this Terry. I would, if the writers make that part of the story, I'll lose my mind. This will be my favorite video game of all time, if somehow they tie this to Hong Kong 97. Oh my God. Oh my sweet Lord of hosts. Whew, let me take a couple deep breaths. Cap says, this game too peaceful. I want violence. I actually like the peaceful nature of it. I just want to actually play it and not watch it. Now, let me extend also an olive branch to our writers and game designers out there, because some of you are that. It's not that I hate stories, right? It's that, like, just... when it comes to story, because I do this, I don't watch a lot of movies either. People get frustrated with me because, like, B, did you see? No. Because I'm impatient. And I care about, first of all, I care about the moral of the story way more than I care about the journey. I'm backwards. Like, everybody says, you gotta love the journey. Fuck the journey. I'm trying to get to this. I love the being there. I hate the getting there. I'm that guy. So the guy, you're never gonna get the love the journey advice from me. You're gonna get the endure the journey and enjoy the ride. But it's like, and that's not entirely true. I do understand the idea of loving the journey, but it's like, I care about the moral of your story. So the little one-off interactions between the characters, unless you're going to pull that together and make some type of profound relationship out of this that I'm going to care about later, these one-off interactions that these characters are having are very, very not interesting to me, because they're in no way tied to the bigger picture of the story. Like, if I wrote movies, they'd all be 8 minutes long. Like, they wouldn't be 2 hours, because we can wrap this shit up. Just get the... That's why, like I told you, I love that the NFL has made their games 7 minutes now instead of 2 hours. I don't need to see everything to get the point of the story. And writers seem to like I can't read, for example, I hate J.R.R. Tolkien's writings. and I respect him. I love that Lord of the Rings happened. But if you had to force me to choose between C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, it wouldn't even be a contest. I hate the way he writes. It's too damn detailed. But then again, there's certain scenes when you're reading it, it's like, whoa, I'm glad he's this way. Like the scene in The Hobbit that the movie actually got right. I was shocked that the movie got it right. The scene in The Hobbit when the dwarves come to Bilbo's house, reading that makes you feel like you are in it. And I love J.R.R. Tolkien. Do not get me wrong. I love the guy. I just don't like reading his shit. I love watching it. But he's a writer who is for people who love every intricate and then the leaves glisten to the wind. Fuck them leaves. When are we getting to the part where we care about something? Versus a lot of readers who like fiction love just getting lost in the leaves. I don't give a fuck about them leaves. So the olive branch I'm trying to extend here is I think these stories that these game writers are writing are for that person who wants to hear about the glistening leaves. I'm the fuck them leaves guy. Tell me the moral of the story and let me kill the dragon. 18 minutes and we're out of here. I don't need 40 hours. And so it's not that I'm going to hate your story. It's that your story's too long for me to be interested in it. If you're going to tell me a 2-hour story, here's how you do it. Make it Gladiator, The Matrix, or Tron. And then you'll have my full attention. If it's not those things, if your game is not as good as The Matrix, why am I going to sit here for 40 hours and listen to this shit? And by the way, your game's not as good as The Matrix. Because The Matrix is a true story. Alright. He says, you don't fuck with Chin. Okay, we got 3 people here who get the joke. Oh, God. Alright, let's get to the game. I've been sitting here talking about people who talk too much, and here I am talking too much. Where's the hypocrisy call out in that one? Right here, I just called myself out. Now what you gonna do? Nothing. Sit there and be disappointed. Yeah, oh, give it to me. Oh, I finally got to do something. Lord Jesus, what's the world coming to? Here's gonna be me. This is me and Ryan chopping wood earlier. Oh, come on, get that wood, man. Chop that mother. You better chop it, put it in the fireplace, smoke it up. I feel like there was at least 4 unintentional sexual innuendos in there. Cut up the watermelons. Is that watermelon? I can't. These glasses, man. Alright, so you can't jump in this game, but you can kick the hell out of some people with this sword work. I'm a block. Change my stance. I don't have a stance yet. I don't have a heavy swing yet. Don't have a healing potion. Alright, let's get to chit-chatting then. What you got for me, dog? Peace. Alright, let's take my funny glasses off for a second.
你可算好了？
算好了，省钱500，不多不少。
我是说，你总算是好了。村人都说，你只要有赏钱，什么活都肯干。还真。
Manion's in the house. My man Skleybach in the Maybach. What's up, homie?
是。
Skleybach driving the Maybach.
将军，一切就绪。发，得令。
Gangster style. We ready, B? We ready to kick ass and take names? We're gonna take ass and take names, boy. We're gonna take ass. Kick names and take ass, boy. I love taking ass. Especially after you kick a name. You kick a name and then you take ass. At least that's how I do it where I'm from. I don't know how y'all do it. Kick a name and then take some ass. And there's always more ass to take. Don't worry about running out. Always more ass around. Are we still talking about video games?
我说太师兄弟，这山上真有妖魔？
山里一直都有一些山精野怪的，只是之前和我们井水不犯河水，多年来倒是相安无事。
哦，那妖魔是从何时开始变多的？
哎，几日前山里传来巨响，动物们纷纷逃窜。后来进山，发现了奇怪的破坏痕迹，连岩壁都被击碎了。老猎户们都说这是大妖作祟，让我们暂时不要进山。
有人见到那大妖吗？
或许有吧。
哦，
几个年轻人不信邪，结伴进山打猎， 就没有回来了。此后，再没人敢进山。
I like the blade animation, man. That's really ill. That's cool. Menine says, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick some ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Actually, I'm doing Duke Nukem's voice, which is the wrong... You're doing the actual quote. And I'm doing the wrong voice to the actual quote. You're doing the Rowdy Roddy Piper. I'm doing the whoever does Duke Nukem's voice. It's time to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of gum. Those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. Can't remember the name of the movie. It's They Live, brother. And you need to play Saints Row 4. When you get whatever console you get for your kid. I don't know which one you decided on. And welcome back, by the way. Definitely get Saints Row 4 for that console and enjoy the They Live. The They Live part of that game I almost don't want to tell you because it's such a spoiler. Like, there's 2 movies that game references, and it's my 2 favorite parts of that game, and one of them is They Live. I won't say more than that because it's so perfect. So perfect. Evil Dead, yes. Evil Dead is great too. I was actually kind of scared of the first one. Like, it's funny, but it's also creepy. Like, that dude's hand is beating his own ass. This is terrifying. I think we all spent too much time playing. Oh, God, yeah. Like, the hours I spend hanging with you guys, me and Patrick used to do that when we were kids. Just stay up all night shooting rockets at each other. It was just and that's what's so funny about multiplayer shooters. It used to just be 2 friends trying to kill each other. Like, that's way back in the day where we both had to set up modems, do it late at night so our parents were asleep and we could actually use the phone lines because we didn't have broadband internet back then. You actually had to do it over your phone lines. Like, that was our first multiplayer online experience ever, was Duke Nukem 3D. And it was just crazy that you could even do it. And you would spend hours, just the 2 of us, trying to find the rocket launcher at that complex level where you're just trying to kill each other. It's like you go up to the cave that's up above ground and shooting down at the base. God, I can't tell you how many hours I need to play that game here on the stream because it'll be appropriate just as part of my story as a person who loves these games. But yeah, man. Now I play Halo and it's just like, God, this stuff has come so far. It's so dope to see how far this stuff has come. You know. It's like I may bitch and make jokes, but at the end of the day, I see the good in it too. Visually, this game is nice. I hope more action sequences are getting a bit of Shenmue vibes here. Yeah, no doubt.
孙克，
在，
你来检查痕迹。
是。
啊，说好的赏钱。
大人，
我瞧你胆识不错，身手也可以，还算有点本事的样子。待在这山村可惜了。 要不要跟我们出去见见世面？我可以做主，给你多加1倍赏钱，安顿好家人。
大人太抬举我了，我哪有什么本事，就是懂得打猎罢了。只求尽力完成任务，拿了赏钱赶紧回家。
我们李军可不是普通的军队，你若加入，往后便是平步青云路。
高攀不起，高攀不起。
这都不约，难道？ 你有什么隐情？
能有什么隐情呢？大人就别笑话我了。
Damn! Where was he that he fell all... Oh, shit, they got the Grim Reaper in this mother... Oh, you running toward him? You dumb. See, they ain't got no black people in this game. We need to regroup. That dude teleported. The hell we chasing? Get your ass up out of here. All that bravery, you'll be dead as hell. Okay, maybe he knows how to fight these specter demons.
孙克追击，扣严善后。是。
是。Money.
太史兄弟，拿好了。
步青云路，还是走我的山林小路吧。回家。
All right, let's walk. Now, when I'm walking this trail, can I kick ass, or am I still just gonna be walking around talking to Ren and Stimpy over here? Ooh, the frame rate in this game is struggling hard. But I don't mind that. Like, frame rates don't bother. Like, I'd like it to be nicer, but it won't. Oh, we're about to get another trophy, y'all. Holla. You got time to talk about your car's extended warranty. Oh, God. T.I. says, then Duke Nukem Forever was like a bootleg Halo campaign. Was it? I played 4 minutes of it and said, well, this sucks. This is not Duke Nukem, and I bounced. Was it really like Halo? That's not a game. I guess if you're looking at Marathon as the originator to Halo, then Duke Nukem and Halo can be similar, but that's where I'd stop drawing. Like, I'd stop drawing similarities there. If that newer Duke Nukem was trying to be a Halo, oof, I think that's biting off more than you can chew there. Who made Duke Nukem again? Apogee? 3D Realms. 3D Realms. Manine says, what was your favorite first-person shooter back in the day? Doom, Rot, Hexaquake, Wolfenstein 3D, Heretic. It was Duke Nukem 3D. No BS. It was actually the only... I didn't like first-person shooters that much. I still don't. Wolfenstein was the first one I ever played. I liked it. I played it a lot because it was different than anything I'd ever played at the time. I think I played Doom and was like, alright, I kind of sucked at it, and I don't have the... Something about the way that game plays, it doesn't keep me interested. It just doesn't. Like, even the new one, I tried to play it, and I get to a certain point, I start to get good, and then I just lose the, why am I doing this? Why is this game still going on? I just think what shooters are, for me, they can't be very long experiences, otherwise I just get bored of it. Unless it's like a Ghost Recon where it's more tactical and I'm actually controlling the battlefield the way a fighter would, not running around playing laser tag with dumb, with people who are being forced to fight like dumb people. Not that the people are dumb, they're just being thrown into an arena and told, shoot each other to death. Like, okay, it's one way to kill. But my favorite shooter from back in those days would have been Duke Nukem 3D. Love the soundtrack too, man. They got to get this frame rate together though, gang. I mean, I know you're trying to make your game beautiful. Tone it down a little bit if you can't run it. Because I'll tell you, the textures are grainy. You can tell they had to leave off a little bit of detail just to get this thing to work. And then you've got that, I forgot what that's called. Is it interlacing? I forgot what it's called to make that water look like it's in lines. But that's an old Xbox 360 trick. Using basically grid patterns to make it look like something it's not. So there's a lot of old design stuff, and maybe that's still used today. Maybe it's not all that old, but I don't know. What about Descent, B? Oh, I consider that more of a spaceship shooter than a first-person shooter. I love Descent. But I wouldn't necessarily consider that I mean, you're in the first person, but I really consider that more of a spaceship shooter than a first-person shooter. But maybe I shouldn't. But yeah, I really don't like FPSs that much, and I need to play Terry's Painkiller, which is sitting right over here. How do you feel about Meg Warrior? I haven't played it. He says fighting with dumb. Yeah, no, not fighting with dumb people. Like, just fighting in a way that if you're a trained fighter, like, if I got in the ring to box Mike Tyson, I'm going to do it wrong. Because I don't know how to fight like he does. You know what I mean? Like, if I stepped on, as much as I love football and I'm a pretty dope player. If I step on the field and try to play quarterback against Tom Brady, I'm getting murdered. Hell, if I play water boy against Tom Brady, I'm getting murdered, right? Like, it's just more like when you know how to do it the right way, asking me to do it that way, it doesn't make the player dumb. It's just it's designed like a laser tag game, which to me is that's where you send your kids when you don't want to hang out with them anymore. It's not actually a fun thing to do. For me, I don't find it fun, but other people do. Now hold up, man. I want to get that treasure. Y'all ain't about to short me, ho. I want that treasure. I saw it, and you're not going to make me unsee it, ho. How do I get up there? Now that tree branch makes me, it looks like that's how you get up there, but I'm guessing this isn't it. Like, it lets me walk part of the way up. Manon says, forgot about Descent. Couldn't have vertigo if you played that. No, hell no. You can't play that with vertigo. You lose your mind. Yeah, like if Mike Tyson had to jump in a ring and fight me, he'd be like, this guy fights very poorly. He's clearly not been trained to fight properly. And he probably would not have a very fun time fighting against me. And then inevitably, I'd probably land a punch because I'm somewhere in my melee of swinging, I still managed to hit him. And he's like, damn it, this dude. All right, we're doing R2 to perform a heavy attack. I thought I did that already. All right, uh-oh. Looks like I'm leveling up, sons. What is this one? Ox stance. Locked. Locked. I guess we're doing ox stance then. Or did we already do ox stance? Did we do it? I guess we did it. Everything's locked though. That's cool. Guess. Yeah, get some. Woo! Look at me killing. I need to learn how to target if that's possible. Because I am not doing a great job here. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is Zen City, man. Very nice. Looks like I found my treasure chest location. At least the way to get there, hopefully. Let's see. Hey Brian, you ever play the Splinter Cell series? I would rather shoot myself in the anus than play that hide and seek bullshit. It's worse than Metal Gear. Hell no. Although I will say Splinter Cell Conviction seems to have changed the formula, and I like that a little bit. I'll let you know once I get to playing that if I like it a lot. We'll probably stream it. It's one of the games I have listed as a potential stream game. Now, Terry asked me which painkiller do I have. This one. I keep it out because I want to get to it eventually. Need to take it out of the plastic. In fact, this might actually be a new copy. No, he rewrapped this one. I didn't. Usually when he does a rewrap, he puts a sticker on it. I was like, I don't see the sticker. This might actually be new, but it's not. There you go. Painkiller, Hell Wars. My man Skleybach says, what's your favorite war/tactical strategy game? None of them. Because those are games for violent, controlling micromanagers. I am the exact opposite of a controlling micromanager. So I cannot be good at those games. Like, if you're a really good, like, manager of accountants, like managing intricate details and being and you're good at micromanaging people, that's the game for you. I suck at managing way too many variables and managing too many, like having to micromanage humans and force them to do every step of the way of what they want to do. Nope, not that guy. So and in fact, I can't call those games in good conscience strategy games, because what they are is tedious micromanagement simulators. There's nothing strategic about that shit. There's a little bit of strategy in you deciding how you're going to attack the enemy. That's where it ends. Everything else from there is just tactical micromanagement. I want to love Dune 2000, but once you get to like the third level, the micromanagement goes through the roof, and I can't deal with it. It's just too much. All right, so I got the Crimson Liquor. I love some good Crimson Liquor. That sounds like another word for blood, though. You guys, I'm gonna knock the Crimson Liquor out your ass. We should start saying that. I'm gonna knock the Crimson Liquor out your ass. Yes, new saying. No, I wanted to save it on the same one. Why are you making new stuff? Nick says, so had a buddy just hit me up and I was talking to him about playing Phasmophobia, and this asshole goes and buys it for me. Hey, congratulations. Clem says, I'm not the only one who hates Splinter Cell. Dude, I didn't get past the first part of the first mission before I took that shit back to GameStop. It was like, what the fuck did y'all what is this? I gotta do the splits in a hallway? Fuck everybody who made this game. Like, it's for, like, video games are made by and for people who like hide and seek. I hate that shit. Looking at you, Kojima. Enough with the damn hide and seek shit. I am a grown ass man. Can I stop hiding and kick ass now? How about a game where you make me lift weights and kick ass in the open instead of having to hide from people? That's the game I'm looking for. Kick Ass Simulator 3000. I think it's actually called Urban Rain. It's the title of the game. Wait. Can I get back up the way I came? Ooh, this frame rate is troubled. Yes, I can get back up the way I came. Oh, Mr. T. DeLunt. Caps says, definitely it's all good. Splinter Cell does challenge for patience. I know you were more of a straight to it. Makes sense. All good. Well, my thing is, if you're going to make me do stealth, let me do stealth. Those games call themselves, like, Metal Gear should never be called tactical espionage stealth. It should be called hide and seek from the stupidest fucking special forces operator and CIA agent who's ever lived, because he's going to die within the first 15 minutes of this dumbass game. Like, ugh. That is not stealth. That is hide and seek. Stealth is they don't... Never mind. Get out of here. But yeah, no, Splinter Cell it's just a more amplified version of hide and seek than Metal Gear is. It's like a worse Metal Gear than Metal Gear. I hated Splinter Cell when I first played it. Although the what's his name, Sam Fisher? The Sam Fisher mission in Ghost Recon is pretty dope. I give it that. I want to make sure I'm not missing any nooks and crannies here before we run off to the races. Alright, now I think we're good. Maybot or Sklaybox says, I played Dune. Lost interest after a while too. Yeah, I just don't have it like, and I'm not making fun of micromanagers, man. There are people who love those games. I cannot micromanage. It's just not in my blood. It makes me feel like I get PTSD episodes if I'm asked to micromanage something. And it requires a level of micromanage. Like, my mom would love that game. She would knock that shit out. Ooh, a game where I get to control everything? I don't want any control. Get your asses out of here. See, Manine says Samurai Kanjit games, no ninja hiding games. Maybe. Like, it's not just the hiding that... Because I hide when I play Ghost Recon all the time. It's just when I play Ghost Recon, I'm doing actual stealth. Meaning I'm able to observe the place I'm going before I get there. Thank you, whoever the genius was that remembered. Oh, you know, soldiers, when they attack a place, they all do reconnaissance before they go there, so they know everything about the damn battlefield. Before they ever show up, I know what the battlefield looks like. Like, period. And Snake does no reconnaissance whatsoever. He just shows up and figures it out. Like, no. So it's dumb. Again, it's video games making people do things dumbly. You know? But yeah, I just can't. So it's not necessarily the hiding that bothers me. It's that this is just a game where you've handicapped the player, and it's a hide-and-seek game where winning is by studying how the patterns of these people work and then not being seen. Well, I would have studied the patterns of those people long before I ever showed up to the battlefield to understand them. And then knowing either how to avoid contact completely, I just don't get it. I know too much. I imagine if you let Mike Tyson play a boxing game, he'd shit all over it. Like, what is this? This isn't how you box? Well, I don't know. Maybe boxing games are amazing. I did not know you could just jump off of that. Oh, snap. Where am I? Son, we just jumped into the lions. Hello, Jesus, kicking ass. Hey, get some sword swings in there, baby. I know how to do it, too. All in your ass. That's where the thing is. Come get your friends in this ass whipping, too. Hit him with the heavy right in his ass. Y'all ain't dropped nothing for me to pick up, though. Stingy ass wolves. Terry says, Urban Rain, what a game. I take it... Oh, I looked up footage the day you recommended it to me. Dang right, I looked up footage. Or I may have already seen... Because I saw Urban Rain on GameSack. So I think either I saw Urban Rain on GameSack or SNES Drunk. I'm pretty sure it was GameSack. So I think I had already seen it. Or I saw it on GameSack after you brought it up. One of the two. But yeah, I don't know. As soon as I heard about that game, I was hyped. Let's go see it. But yeah, I've watched the review for it. Let's go back up the way we came first before we do this part. Manine says, so any video game where battlefield play is unrealistic gets the Nero thumbs down. Makes sense. Yeah, and Terry and I talk about this a lot. I hate to use the word realistic because it's not realism. Like, if you can't make a video game that's like real combat. It can't exist. It can't exist and be fun. Because I'll tell you, go play Arma and tell me if you think that's fun. Like, it's a simulator, and people get really good at it. I guess the fun is in mastering the fact that you have to press every key on the keyboard to fly a drone or whatever the thing is. Because some genius came up with that for nerds. Like, that's not fun at all. What I'm saying is, it's not that it needs to be real. It's that fighting needs to be done the way you would actually... Like, it just needs to be rational. Like, laser tag is idiotic because you just stand in a room and spray and pray at everybody. And for people who've never held a weapon or fought before, that's going to seem like fun. To a guy who's been trained to literally, when you hear or see gunfire, you go through a process. That shit is terrifying to go into a laser tag arena. Like, what the fuck? Why are we all getting shot? You know, like, I remember the first time I played Call of Duty, I think it was Modern Warfare 2. The one where you go to Brazil, you're running through the town, and my cousin was watching me play. And so I'm going through the town, I'd clear the street, and then I'd run into the next building. And then I'd duck, I'd look out, and then, I'd clear the next, and then I was going building to building trying to get through the town. But what I kept noticing was Call of Duty's favorite thing, and it's why I hate the fucking game up to a point where I started liking it, which is when I think Black Ops is when I finally started to like the game. Because in the older Call of Duty campaigns, enemies respawn indefinitely until you push through areas. That's what made me stop playing Call of Duty as a younger guy. I was like, this is stupid as shit. And so it's like I'm clearing, and I'm like, dude, how many people do I have to kill? How many of these terrorists do I have to shoot before the mission's over? He's like, no. In this mission, you're supposed to run for it. I said, okay, but there's terrorists in the street. If I run for it, I'm getting shot. There's no not getting shot. There's too many of them. He says, oh, yeah, in this part of the game, you're supposed to get shot. Just run for it. You'll get shot, but you won't get killed. Like, that's the thinking of a child. Like, who would run through a gunfight knowing they're, like, unless that's what I have to do. And I don't remember the game making it abundantly clear that that's what I needed to do. I thought I was just supposed to sit there and keep clearing the streets until I ran out of ammo and the same terrorist I had shot 8 times showed up again. And I was like, who is this made for? It's made for a person that wants to have a thrill ride, not for a person who wants to have a fun, engaging fight. So if those games are a thrill ride, they're not an actual fight. So I mean, we can use the word realism, but I don't like that word because, like I said, there's a point in realism where if video games mimicked real life, they'd all be terrible to play. I don't want to actually fight a wolf with rabies and a sword. I'm not the greatest swordsman of all time, you know? You guys may see me carrying this thing around, but me and a wolf get into it, I'm going to have some issues. I don't want to do that in real life. I like that the game makes it easier. But it's more just don't make, like, I don't need it to be completely real. Like, I'm okay that the grenades blow up and hurt things more. I'm okay like, for example, if any of you have ever held a rifle and tried to shoot it, here's what I want you to do if you've never done it. Go to the gun range, rent a rifle, stand up and shoot at the target and tell me how many times you even hit it, let alone get the bullseye. Because in a video game, when I pull up my sights, it just does this. In real life, you're breathing hard and running. This is what your damn targets look like. So if video games played like real life, none of us would ever shoot anybody because it's impossibly difficult to shoot people while you're breathing hard. Which is why in a real fight, you're usually finding places to brace your weapons so that you can have stability behind some type of cover. You're not just running through streets gunning people down like an idiot. I mean, that can happen, but that's usually a rare part of the fight. I don't need that level of realism. I just don't want to run around an arena like an idiot who doesn't know how to take cover. That's all I'm saying. And since most games are a thrill ride for people that don't know how to take cover, I don't enjoy them. Because the simple fact is, I'm going to play this fight like a combatant. They're going to play it like laser tag, and I'm going to lose because the laser tag rules are very different than doing real fighting. And so it's a world that I'm not trained to be good in, so I don't enjoy it. But I don't need it to be real. It's just, I feel like fighting laser tag stuff is dumb. Like, this is a dumb way to fight. Why are we doing it? Because we're all whores, that's why. I guess we were going down there no matter how we wanted to slice it, weren't we? Yes, indeedy do. So anyway, great question. I thought I'd take an opportunity there to flesh out my thoughts on that. Maybe that'll be something we can clip for later. Wouldn't running around like an idiot feel like a power fantasy in a way? No, because I'm not invincible. I'm getting shot. That's not power, that's dumb. Because I'm not going to inherently do something that's going to injure me. No, it's not a power fantasy, it's an idiot's fantasy. Like, just because I'm super powerful, like, the fact that I'm super strong, it prevents me from starting fights. I don't go on the street wanting to fight people. I usually try to be super peaceful. You know what I mean? I don't want to fight. My power fantasy is not getting shot. Not running through the streets like an idiot and being shot 3 times. Like, because he literally said, oh yeah, you'll get shot, but you won't die. That's what he told me. He's like, the game's scripted right there. I'm like, well, it's scripted by an idiot. Like, whoever scripted that should never, ever make a video game again. Or he should make Mario Brothers. Like, jump on Goombas. Don't make... And I would never beef with Call of Duty if it were just people running around shooting each other. But they make it military. Where it's like, this ain't... Like, take everybody out of these uniforms and just put them in laser tag costumes and then Call of Duty will be fine. But I was like, there ain't shit military about this. You know, to a degree. You know, I can argue the other side of it too. There are things in the game that are very military, blah, blah, blah. But for my money, I'm good. I don't want to play laser tag in military uniforms pretending to be a soldier who doesn't know how to fight. And, you know, like I said, Battlefield 3 was the only shooter that ever really came close to making me feel like, all right, this is how we do it. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And now even Battlefield can't seem to get right.
别走！这是怎么了？
大妖，黑雾大妖！
糟了，香儿！
Sean. Chickens. All right, looks like we saving, baby. Let me keep an eye on time too, because we do have our actual stream to do tonight. I don't want to miss that. I got to figure out what we're playing for our actual stream tonight. Or our regularly scheduled stream. I shouldn't say our actual stream. So we've been going... Oh, man. We've already been going... I guess technically we've only been going an hour and a half because I had to ball out for a little bit. Terry says, like, being able to do something humanly impossible. Yeah, to a point. But the game... Like, the game needs to tell you, hey, you're a superhuman. Run through the streets and you'll be okay. It's not a power fantasy when you're a... Like, literally, when I played that mission, I was scared out of my mind. Because I was like, I've been in things that aren't terribly completely different from this, and you're thinking this might be your last day on Earth. The way those enemies are coming at you in that fucking town, it's like, oh, shit, Billy? Like, and then they kept coming to the doors and the wind. Like, I was legitimately scared. There was no power fantasy. There was a guy who understands his human limitations as a combatant. I'm violently outnumbered. I'm not thinking power fantasy. You have me dressed up like a soldier. I'm thinking the only way I know how to get out of this is to kill them before they kill me. And that requires that I don't get seen and heard, except for when I'm shooting them in the face, which means I've got to move from house to house to make the gunfire come from different places. So they think two things. One, there's more than one of me. Two, shit, they're shooting from more than one place. So they either break contact or they hold position so I can get away. I'm not winning that fight. That's retarded. It would be retarded of me to think that that's a fight I can win. I would never, like, no, I had a fear fantasy of, fuck, I've lived through shit like this, and it is unpleasant. Now, what I lived through was a way less severe version of that, but it's still terrifying to think, oh, shit, I might not live today. So, nah, I ain't have no damn power fantasy. I started thinking, well, this is clearly how this game ends. The end of this story is this dude dies in this town, because there's just no human way you're supposed to think it. Like, if I had Halo armor on and a lightsaber, yeah, I can make the connection and have a power fantasy, but not in a thing that's trying to pretend to be a mill sim. No way. I don't like Call of Duty. Why don't we just leave it at that? I don't need to keep shitting on that game. It's just a series of games made for people that ain't me. And I'm glad that the people who love it. Go live your dreams. Just leave me out of it. But you bring up a great point, Terry. I'm actually glad you said that because it made me think through, like, remembering that scene. Like, no, it wasn't no power fantasy. It was a Freddy Krueger fever dream is what it felt like. All right, let's get to it. Now, you saw how I found that treasure chest by screwing around, right? Like, that's the type of stuff I'm looking for in the games. Well done, Domo. If Domo's even the name of the company that made this game, I'm assuming. Whoa. I'm totally safe, right? Good writing. Good writing. All right, we did this one already. Let's get back to the corner. Better get in the house. It's so funny because when a tragedy strikes, there's always at least one lady outside. Oh my God, that happened to me when my apartment complex got shot up when I was younger. I saw two ladies outside. I'm like, get in the house, you crazy women! They're shooting! Like, they shot up. Like, those were automatic machine. Like, I've never even fired shit like that they're shooting. That is not street legal. You better get in the house. Like, these drug dealers got better shit that they give me to fight with. Of course, I wasn't a fighter at that time, but at least not yet.
放你走，死的人更多，牺牲一人，换取其他人的安全，划算。
香儿，
放箭！
天下地利。
Well, that's what he's clearly hiding. And he was trying to draw... Dude, he was trying to draw you out. He's here for you. You better turn around and fight, ho. This dude can stop time and kick ass.
阿兄，
香儿，
So this is basically going to be the mortal. This is going to basically be the new Mortal Kombat movie. Sorry if I'm spoiling that for you. This is exactly the same scene, basically. Yeah. Why didn't you do that before he took Homegirl? You could have saved her life.
绑起来。
是。
去看看。是。
嗯嗯。
伤得真重啊！你。
This is textbook hero's journey. Which, these aren't criticisms, by the way. I accept that the story is what it is. It's just very predictable, also. If you've played one of these before.
天下 K.
What the hell? That dude just disappeared.
人呢?
I wasn't expecting that part. Okay, you got my attention now.
刚刚问出什么了？
属下才。
此人是何来历？
这，属下不知，只知他是乔戈村的一名猎户。
I stand corrected.
乔戈村的一名猎户，竟有能耐从我李平剑雨中救人。传令下去，找出此人。
遵命。
I'm gonna get this company to sponsor the show. It's delicious. They sponsor the NFL, they might as well sponsor us. Sure. Our show's better than the NFL.
香儿，没事的，阿雄一定会把你救回来，不计代价。
I sucked at Mortal Kombat, so I never grew to like it. The only Mortal Kombat I ever liked was 3, because I could play as Smoke, and he was the only character in that game I could ever get good enough at to enjoy fighting with. I was alright with Liu Kang and Raiden too, but until Smoke came along, I never liked that game. Like, I liked it in the arcades when I was a kid because the shock factor of ripping people's skulls off their face. But once that wore off, it was like, alright, this game's clunky. And I'm not good at it, so I'm going to go play Street Fighter. Trying to get my snack on. You're not letting me have my snack! And this is the third time I've had to carry her in a cutscene.
大王，快救救香儿！
小鬼，你又惹了什么麻烦？
香儿受了重伤，快不行了。
哦，又让本大王出手救人，也不是不行。
我懂，我会让大王平白出手的。只要能救回香儿，我会解开最后一道锁，助大王脱困。
好好，说说小丫头的情况吧，脉象如何？
她脉象紊乱，微弱难辨。
呼吸呢？
气若游丝，出气多，入气少。
小鬼，解开机关锁，我来帮他收尸吧。
大王又无计可施了。
就是救不活了，不过，哼，要不死也容易。
请大王教我。
上次帮小丫头吊命的阵法还记得吗？
记得。
你先画阵法，我一边说。借物代行，借用天书之力抽出元灵，寄于木石之物。今早坐卧如常，就与常人无异，只是看得见，摸不着。
这样与游魂合一？
这自然只是权宜之计。待本大王脱困之后，再施展仙术，为其修复身躯，届时灵肉归一，才算圆满。
这方法委实离奇，不知大王有几分把握？
本大王自是10拿9稳，小鬼再拖拖拉拉就不用救了。
Dang, he's a beast.
成了。
接下来以血脉至亲的血作为媒介，取你的血一升。
Half a pint of blood?
那要是没有，
要是没有血脉关联的人，就要取得承载思念之物，才可施展借物代行之术。
那
It's gonna be the toy or the scroll.
承载思念之物吗？
把你的血滴在左腹位。施展天书之力，把小丫头的元灵抽出。
两棍。
借物代行，快！
有英望，偷坑3跳，再放尊庙，一定增表。来人！香儿，香儿，
Xuan-Yuan.
太好了！
Xuan-Yuan.
那是我吗？怎么会？阿兄，我死了吗？
香儿只是……伤得很重。不过没关系的。那位大王教了我一个法门，暂时取出你的元灵。等会儿我解开机关锁，助大王脱困，他便会施展仙术。
本大王就会施展仙 修复小丫头的身体。好了，小鬼，到时候灵肉归一，自然就恢复了。
真的能恢复？
大王，我这就放你出来。
等你好久了，动作轻一点啊！
I do like the rhythm of the dialogue in this game. The language is rich. I don't even know if there's an ability to turn on English voice acting, but I don't want to. I actually like the voice acting they have better. Alright, what does this thing want me to do? I think I have to connect all these things until...
应该快好了。
行不行啊，小鬼？
我再试试啊。哦，我知道了，是这枚零件错位，只要把它扳正。
喂，你做了什么？
我想把一枚零件扳正，结果
你把它弄坏了。
是。
坏了，你会修吗？你当然不会。
大王，对不住啊，我……
你事到如今，也只好去找小白帮忙了。 不对，活了这么久，小白应该早就死了。耶！去上山找小白的徒子徒孙。
上山？
对，去上山找一群自称墨者的家伙，让他们来修。
小白的徒子徒孙叫做墨者。
哈，不过是一脉旁支罢了。
Scooby-Doo
墨者是什么样的人？
那不重要，重要的是
You cannot speed up dialogue. It looks like you can only skip
墨者
it.
来帮你修门。
此去商山路途遥远，不知多久。大王，可否先传我修复躯体之法？
就你这小鬼，连最简单的仙术都不会，还想学修复躯体之法？老实点去上山吧，找人来修好门，本大王亲自出手。
墨者
Oh crap!
是什么样的人？
那不重要。
Hit the wrong
好
button.
我们这就出发，前往商山。
慢着，你们
是啊，我和阿兄一起，说不定还能帮上点什么忙。
小鬼，你有吃过烤乳猪吗？
吃过，
香吗？
很香，远远都闻得到。
那你还敢带小丫头一起？
啊？
她以园林之身行走，在各地妖魔眼中，无异于美味的烤乳猪，远远都闻得到。
那该如何是好？
小丫头确实不该与你分离太远。啊，有了，机关人先借你们用吧。
机关人？
屋子旁边那尊机关人，抓
啊
住不轨当动力就
automata
可以用了。把小丫头的园林藏进去，可以掩盖气息。你先随便抓只佛鬼来
You're
吧。
大王说的
automata.
倒是轻巧，
You're
我连伏鬼
automata.
长什么样都没见过。
忘了，轩辕界没几只伏鬼，离你们家不远处，山里有一座鬼神祭坛，你去那里找找吧。
鬼神祭坛又是什？
你这小鬼问题真多啊，去了就知道了。
Oh, Terry giving out the tourism advice. Nice.
路上小心啊！我是说，帮本大王开门之前，你们两个可别死了。
Menine asks.
心下，
Stretch, man. Good God, stretch. That was a heavy one. Whew. Menine asks if I've ever played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. The
大
answer
小
is
姐
yes.
何必如此？不如咱们去找找那小子和丫头，大家一起想想办法。
是呢，也许大家会有办法的。
肯定没问题的，别太早放弃才是。怎么突然变得好黑呀？大小姐，你在哪儿啊？
是呀。
把李佳琦送给李大人。
Okay. Story's a little disjointed. And that's okay. I actually don't mind that it's a little abstract. I prefer it. Yes, I did play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's a rare example of a game that I sucked at but still really liked. Damn, Terry said there's only one good thing about London, and that's getting out of it. It sounds like I sound about my hometown. Not a big fan of my own city. I've been to other cities I like better.
李军进来搜过，还好我们早一步进了天书世界。
门都坏了。
哎，仙儿，你看，以后没人可以说咱们家不四壁了。
啊！
咱们家除了4面墙壁，还有满地的杂物呢。
唉，阿兄，
看看家里还有什么东西可以带上，然后就出发吧。
嗯。
It is amazing how far gaming has come, man. Well said. It's amazing how far beef jerky has come. Son! That was almost as good as if I had made it myself. Got it. All right. Got it. And Roger. Let's get to work.
路途遥远，还是轻装简行为妥。
Yo, Brian, did you prefer America to the foreign lands you were in? Yeah. For sure. I mean, there was cool things about all the countries I've been to, but the place out of all of them I've been to that I'd rather live is definitely here.
阿兄，我们带他一起走好不好？搞不好到了商山，人家墨者不让进山。大王不是说墨者都会机关术吗？拿着这个机关玩具，说不定可以当做信物什么的。
好，就依你。走吧。
嗯。
I was gonna say I'm back to playing her again. No. No, Johnny. Please. Let me play as me.
阿兄，我们要去哪儿？
To kick ass.
去山里抓伏鬼。
山里那么大，我们要去哪儿找伏鬼？
到村口去问问王兄吧。 他大概会知道些事儿。嘿，
Playtime. Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. If the party were to go on, then I believe... Ah! I knew there'd be another one. Hallelujah to Jesus. Let's see, Cap says, not gonna lie, Sekiro Shadows died twice was more fun keeping up with than this. And that game had me pissed. Most of it. Well, it's just because this game, like the game part of this game hasn't started yet. We're 2 hours in and we're still listening to people talk to us about the Ides of March or whatever this silly ass game is about that I'm not overtly paying all that much attention to.
是子旭啊，你们那没事吧？
收拾下就好了。
这年头，就连待在家里都会遇到这等祸事。
附近的妖魔是不是变多了？
是啊，以往妖魔盘踞在深山，最近却开始在村庄附近出没。我前几天进山打猎，还被一群披狼困住，险些就交代在山上了。也不知是天灾还是人祸，总之，我是差点丢了小命。
妖魔肆虐，自然是天灾了。王兄怎么会说是人祸呢？
我也是听人说的。不久前，有一名绿衣女子独自进山了。
哦，
她进了山就没有回来了。但是在那之后，深山里的妖魔纷纷骚动，结果就出现了那头黑雾大妖。现在村子里都在传说，是那女子触怒了山里的鬼神，鬼神才降灾惩罚我们。
女子？
是啊，一个年纪轻轻的小姑娘，背上背了把黄金大剑，非常惹眼。也不知道她跑哪儿去了。
附近的妖魔是不是变多了？
是啊。以往妖魔盘踞在深山，最近却开始在村庄附近出没。我前几天进山打猎，还被一群披狼困住，险些就交代在山上了。也不知是天灾还是人祸，总之，
听说过鬼神祭坛吗？
那是禁猎区，属于山中鬼神管辖，4周禁伐禁猎。怎么突然问起这个？
啊，听闻那儿有些稀有的药草，想采些给仙儿治病。
采药的话倒是无妨，但最近山里不太平静，你们小心点儿。来，地图上标记启明墟的地方就是了。
启明墟？
嗨，老一辈传下来的，听说里头别有洞天，但是谁知道呢？谁也不想冒着触怒鬼神的风险，在禁猎区瞎晃。我就不陪你们去了，入山之后当心点。
多谢王兄。
Whoa, that looks far away. Ah, the shop. What havest thou for me, vile whore? Nothing. All right, fisticuffs, man. Let's get into some, please, Jesus, on this game. Let's get into these video game fisticuffs. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. The heck?
可恶，真把我当烤乳猪了。
香儿，你知道你的香囊里面都有些什么吗？
有白芷、木樨、迷芜和藿香。
哦，原来你是只自带香料的烤乳猪啊！
阿兄，现在香囊在你那儿吧？
是啊，帮你收的好好的呢。
你才自己带着香料呢。
Let us see now. If I dare, let's take some comments here. Finally, ooh, did that sound just cut out? I got mesmerized by that dancing shadow there. And then did everybody else hear the sound cut out there for a second? Anyway, this game's gonna put me to sleep. Jesus. Woo! He said finally some action. Lord have mercy. Woo. Well, don't play this game if you're sleepy. Jesus. I think I zoned out there for a second. Whew! Or, if you're insomniac, throw this game in. It'll get you where you're going. Oh, that's an ass whooping. Yeah, that's an ass whooping. All in your ass. Love a good ass whooping. Finally, we get to kick ass. Hold on a sec. Okay, roger that. Keep an eye on the time, too. Okay, yeah, we'll get ready to wrap up here shortly. Alright, let's get it. Manine says, so did Greece. Of course, anytime you talk to them, Greeks, about anything, of course, it originated from them. I think in most cases, if anybody's telling you they're the originator of something, they're lying. Or they're ignorant to the idea that nobody really has original thoughts. Everything is derivative. Just sounds like good marketing to get people to come to your tourism. You see where the typewriter was invented. It was by the Greeks. Like, where y'all doing a lot of typing back in 27 AD. That's what was happening. Although, didn't they have facsimiles back then? Ways to do that? I think that goes back pretty far. Oh!
狼群真的变多了，以前不是这样的。
他们不会也是冲着我来的吧？
不是的，这匹狼只是普通的山间野怪而已。况且现在带着香料的人可是我呢。
阿兄是带着香料的。
Was anybody paying attention? Did the game explain whether or not she's a ghost anymore? Because it's supposed to be years later. Did we get her unghosted? Yeah, Manon, I think Picasso is the one who's coined as the quoter of that phrase. Good artist copy, great artist steal is, I think, the quote. Which is interesting because I think it's Picasso. Picasso's the one. I might be mixing him up with Van Gogh or one of those other famous artists that we were told we were supposed to think were important because they had good marketing. But I think it was Picasso. There was an old special I watched where they were showing the paintings, these older African paintings. African is such a generic term. I don't remember what part of Africa the art came from. But basically Picasso's paintings were superior. I think it was Picasso. Like, I'll mess up which paintings it was. I think Starry Night might have been tied to it. I'd forget details like that. But basically, his art was taken directly from these other pieces of art. Not necessarily, I don't know that I'd say he Xerox copied it, but it was so close. It was like if they had copyright laws back then, they'd have been like, word, man, your Nike swoosh is just upside down. Like, come on, man, it's the same swoosh. You know, and I'm joking, but the point is he was being honest. Like, yeah, I didn't make up all this shit. Like, I saw some art that made me want to paint something. I'm just the one that happened to get successful with it. And ask anybody that's super successful in anything, and if they're honest with you, they'll tell you there's not something special about me that says I'm successful and you're not. You know, other than my willingness to endure pain for longer periods of time than you. That is the only thing that will set a successful person apart from an unsuccessful person, is show me which one of them can endure pain and postpone gratification. That person's going to be more successful. I don't care if they're smart. Like, the person who's more curious and more able to put off pleasure will always win. Always. I don't care what your IQ is. I don't care how fat, skinny you are, how black or what. Like, if you have curiosity and a willingness to endure pain and have endurance, you win. And it's like I tell all these younger like YouTube folks that I mentor some of these guys, you know, and they look at these super successful people on YouTube, and I'm like, get Markiplier in a room and ask him, what set you apart from all the guys back when you started? And if he's fully honest with you, he'll tell you I've got a sexy voice that does. He's got things that set him apart. Obviously, LeBron James was born 6'9", or he was born to become 6'9". So yeah, he was given a couple of things that gave him a leg up. But I've seen people under 6 feet still do pretty damn well in the NBA. The point is, the Markiplier would just tell you the only thing really, really different between me and all the guys I started with is I kept going. PewDiePie, all of them will tell you there were funnier people than PewDiePie. There still are. I know people who are funnier than Kevin Hart. They don't have stand-up specials. And that's not a hit against Kevin Hart. It's just Kevin Hart would tell you that. He would tell you, I've met dudes if Seinfeld has actually said it publicly. He's like, I knew dudes way funnier than me. He's like, they're just not comedians. That's not what they did with their life. So yeah, technically he's funnier than me, but he didn't show up to take these ass whoopings 3 nights or 3 times a night. I go to 3 clubs a night and I'm damn near a billionaire. And I'm still showing up and doing the work. That's why I am famous and Phil from my high school, who's funnier than me, isn't. And so people, especially in America, we have this very perverted sense of fairness and success. Like, well, the person who's the most talented should win. That's never what happens. Like, the most successful people in the world are often not correlated with the most talented. And in fact, I say talent in a lot of ways for me held me back. Because you have a tendency to rely on it instead of pushing hard. So yeah, ask Markiplier. And if he's alone, if he's in a group, he might have to say some bullshit on the internet because you have to manage the perceptions of the people who watch you. Because you're just going to be misunderstood all the time, and so you filter some of the things you say because it's like you just don't feel like having to give the 47-minute explanation for what you meant because someone misunderstood you. But if he was being like basement level bedrock honest, he would just tell you the main thing that set me apart was I kept going when everybody else gave up because it got too hard. Period. Alright, now, before we give up on the... Yeah, kick ass! Yoo! In your ass! I still don't see a targeting system yet, but the combat is not so wildly difficult or complex that I need a targeting system. This is more like an old school hack and slash, which is fine. Doesn't have to have a targeting system, or I just don't know how to use the targeting system. One of those two things is most likely true. I do like that there's some there's off the beaten path places you can go like this and find treasure and whatnot. Because I'm not going the right way right now, but the game's letting me explore, which I like. Well done, Domo. I want to give these guys some compliments because I do like what they have here. I just didn't want to sit through that 2-hour movie they make you sit through to get to the game. Jesus, can we play? Thank you. But now that I'm playing, I'm enjoying what this is. It's, like I said, not terribly complex, which I'm a fan of not terribly complex. I'll take simple and hard over complex and easy every day. And unfortunately, most of the world is wired to go the other direction. Terry says, the further north in England you go, the more Viking influence. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Cap says, I gotta head out real quick. I'll be back for the main therapy session. Cool, man. Yeah, we'll be back around 9 o'clock. 9 or 9:30. I'm gonna go check on my crew. See how the COVID tests went. Let's see. Menine says, being misunderstood is a way of life for some. People tend to hear and perceive. Of course, everybody hears and perceives what they want to hear. There's like 8 people on the planet who actually listen objectively. Everybody else just hears what you say. It goes through their dumbass filter that they don't ever check or question. It's just, I'm right. It goes through, and then they make a judgment about you because, and it's biological, by the way. That's not on accident. It's humans have heuristics because making decisions fast when you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger keeps your black ass alive. Now, even without a targeting system, he does kind of lock on to the combatants. So, all right. So yeah, anybody who dares to have a dream or be successful or do something that other people can't or won't do, you're going to be misunderstood. So it's just something you have to accept. Like, I gave up on trying to help people understand me when I figured out, oh, these people don't want to understand me. Like, some of the people I tell you guys about that yell political stuff at me, it's like, well, you don't actually want a solution. You just want to be angry. You want to be angry and you want to yell at this group of people that you don't like. Because I just told you, like, because one of the examples I give when people yell at me about abortion is, well, look at actually solving the problem, not yelling at who's right or wrong, right? Like, here is the socioeconomic way to actually stop abortions from happening. Whether there's a law or not, they will go down and eventually stop if you can make these changes to society. Right? And there's a good book up here I can give you that'll tell you part of that economics, right? But instead, we want to argue about our ideologies and say, well, the issue is we don't want babies to die, right? So why don't we get working on that while, you guys figure out how to clean your fucking conscience with the laws you're trying to instantiate instead of creating an environment where that doesn't happen anymore because the humans are incentivized not to do it. Not because they're going to get a slap on the wrist for doing it, but because we no longer have the social and economic issues that lead to it. Oh, you don't want to do that. You just want to clean your conscience. Well, get the fuck away from me then. Like, I can't be around the human who's so cowardly that you just want to take the easy way out to get to you feeling good. Fuck you. Like, let's actually try to solve the problem. Because if you would do that, you'd find all your little political ideologies, you'd start agreeing with each other. If solving the problem was actually the issue, it's not. You both think you're right, and you just want to hate each other. So do it, and leave the rest of us rational people the fuck alone. But you never will, because CNN makes too much money letting you guys get fucking airtime to say stupid shit to other stupid people. So, but I'm a moron. You probably shouldn't listen to me. So yeah, people are going to be misunderstood. That's part of life, because nobody wants to understand. They just want to fucking be right. I don't give a fuck about being right. I give a fuck about when I lay this life down, did I give every ounce of my blood to make your life better? I don't give a fuck if I'm right. I give a fuck if I'm effective. Was I or not? Did I bear good fruit or not? That is the question that should be asked. Is he a good man? Look at the people he helped to hurt. Let them answer the question. Don't ask him. Don't ask me. Fucking A, humans. Can we step it up a little bit? We could be so amazing. And we are. But we could be so much more if we could stop. If we could let the ape shit we like so much go. Anyway. An old rant from an old, irrelevant man who's enjoying his obscurity. Hey, this is a cool-ass looking world we found ourselves in, isn't it? They just let me go on a hunt. I'm nowhere near the objective. I'm out here partying. I like that. I like that the game didn't force me down a road and say, oh, you want to explore? Kick ass. All day. Yeah, I'm just tired of listening to people who say they want to fix shit. And it's like, I look at their actions. It's like, no, you're just yelling at other people. What have you actually done to fix the problem? Or you're trying to get a law passed? Yeah, good luck. Why not actually solve the problem so we don't need more laws on the books? Don't we have enough of those at this point? Didn't you learn anything from the folks who wrote the Old Testament? That going overboard with laws causes some issues? That's what God was trying to teach everybody at Mount Sinai that they didn't want to listen to? I'm sure there's probably some Jews who are going to have an issue with that one. Like, instead of having fellowship with God, let's make 1,000,000 laws so we can make ourselves acceptable to him. Word? I don't think that's what he was trying to get at. Then they started screaming, oh, we didn't need laws, we need a king. Yeah, but your king's insane. It's like, maybe God's trying to show you something. And you're not getting it. Boo! What am I doing here? Oh, this is the fast travel joint. Or maybe I'm not getting it. Let me start there. Let me judge myself. Not everybody's. Let me not judge all your moronic ideas. Let me judge mine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to go back to learning and reading books. How about that? Is that enough of an olive branch? Boo! So yeah, man. All that to say, you're going to be misunderstood because people don't want to understand. They just want to be right and go do whatever thing makes them have dopamine. If that's your life, awesome. Just don't come around me. You know, sometimes I have to respect that, you know, maybe I'm asking too much of the humans when I say things like, when I'm asking people to look at something from that perspective, I'm not really empathetically taking into account that some of the people who are screaming on either side of an argument are dealing with their own fear of death. And it's like, the thing we're talking about here is death, and that's a severe thing that people want to prevent. But it's like, seeing death and dealing death takes away the luxury of that self-righteousness. It's like, no, there are going to be situations where I can make a case for why someone might need to die. It's not going to be a good reason. It's not going to be the right reason. But I've been in situations where I've had to decide, do me and my team die or does somebody else? And which one of those decisions do you think was God's will? My decision because I'm one of his children? Sure about that? I think his solution would have ended with both of us living. So I just don't have the luxury to see things as black and white as people who haven't had to do horrible things. Like, people who haven't had to do horrible things, you have the luxury of seeing the world as right and wrong and black and white. When you've had to do horrible shit, you got some fucking questions at the end of that. So sorry if I can't empathetically get to where you are with your righteousness, because I've had to do some shit that was really unfucking righteous. And so, well, before I'm gonna run out here and judge everybody else for their fucked up shit they do, why don't I look right here at this dude? There are people not on this planet anymore because of decisions I've made. And I'm not bragging. That I resent that. It is not the statement of a macho fucking bravado. I hate that part of my existence. And I don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here reeling with disgust or self-hatred. I'd do it again if I was put in that situation. Don't fucking get that twisted. Because if it's between me and my family and you and yours, I love you, but not more than I love this crew. And I'm going to be honest with motherfuckers about that. But like, I can't get to the fairy tale version of the world that I listen to people talk about, where if we just do it my way, it's going to be right and God's going to be happy, huh? I don't know. I don't know. I had a choice. Sure, I had a choice. You always have choices. To say I had no choice is not exactly accurate. I had choices. I just didn't like the outcomes of the other choices. The outcome of the other choices were worse to me. That's all. Still had a choice. Menine says, there's a great scene in Joan of Arc where she is praying and someone asks why she is praying. She says she is asking God if it was right so many of their enemies were killed. Yeah, my prayers, especially for the years after I left that line of work, were for the families of my crew and the people we fought. Like, hey, God, please, we fucked this up because we're apes and we won't listen to the shit you try to teach us. And we keep fucking this up and I'm sorry. Don't let my fucking actions destroy these families. But we can go back to the internet and yelling at each other about how right we are if that's your preference. Anyway, on that sad note, this is supposed to make people happy, not make us cry. But I guess that's part of it. Anyway, if I haven't brought the... We'll get happy on the next show. How about that? I'm going to go ahead and break here. I'm really liking what this game is. Really enjoying what this game is. Now that I get to play the actual game part of it, I'm enjoying that. It's certainly not perfect. I didn't go into this expecting, 60 frames a second. Obviously, we got about 8 frames a second, depending on which way I'm facing. But those aren't the things that bother me about these games. I like the openness to it. Now that I'm playing, it's kind of like, hey, do your thing. There's quests, but if you want to walk around and hang out at a farm, that's your business. But I am looking forward to coming back to this. I am. And having said that, let me not mess this up. I didn't even have to use a potion. Now, I do have this on the easy difficulty, too, so I'm not expecting too much of the combat to provide a terrible challenge to me, but we'll see. Anyway, let's take the last comments. We'll get ready for our next gig. And, yeah. It's Xuan-Yuan. Not too shabby. Or Xuan-Yuan, if you prefer to pronounce it that way. I've heard it pronounced both. All right, what do we got? Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Terry. You're not wrong. Terry says, funnily enough, the game I'm playing right now, Growlancer Heritage of War, deals with those themes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that game. I'm glad I got to talk to you about it. Clem says, you coming back for sure? Yes, I am planning to come back for sure. So I'll see you guys probably in about 45 minutes. Got to figure out what game we're going to play. We're going to make it fun. This one got heavy. But this game is heavy, so it's kind of the theme. Anyway, much love, guys. We're stronger than I. I'll see you back here in about 45 minutes to an hour. Peace. Oh, and to Menine, this game is called, well, you can see it on screen now. It's Xuan-Yuan. Xuan-Yuan or Xuan-Yuan, depending on how, Xuan-Yuan or Xuan-Yuan, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I've heard it go both ways, from Chinese to Taiwanese to Mandarin. I've heard both pronunciations. My friend's from China. His name was Xian, but it was Xion. So, obviously their language is very different than ours. They're trying to adapt it into English, but that's the best I could do. Xuan-Yuan. Oh, it's Xuan-Yuan Sword VII is actually the whole name of the game. And I like it so far. I'm hoping that it gets good. It starts way too story heavy, but I kind of expected that going in, so that wasn't a huge disappointment. But yeah, so anyway, that's the name of it, man. We'll get back to it soon.